Room Sessions, and today we have number 16. It's November 9, and we have a fantastic lineup for you tonight. My name is Iris van Peppen, and I'm together with...
Hi, my name is Laisvie Ochoa, and this is the Boiler Room Session, the virtual theater that you love.
Yeah, absolutely. And in these times, we really like to bring this global local community to your house. So we have these intercontinental collaborations for you tonight. And we have good news. I'm very happy to share good news with all of you tonight. And that is that, of course, we are working together with Festival En Tiempo Real. So every month they bring in an artist from their platform in Colombia to share with you the world. But Laisvie, this month we are working also with Culturele Zondagen here in Utrecht. And we're going to have a special edition on November 23. So put already in your notebook, because we're going to have Utrecht-based artists working together with the USA and with Colombia, and it's going to be fantastic.
Yes, it's really nice. I also want to say hello, hola, to the audience in Latin America, to the Spanish speakers. Hola. Hola, buenas noches, bienvenidos, bienvenidas a este teatro virtual. Tonight we have artists from Mexico, from Colombia, from the United States, from the Netherlands. And am I forgetting something?
No, you're not. No, we have a very international group. And we're going to have your company performing with us. And it would be so nice that you say a little bit about your company, Laisvie, because now you're living a few years in Utrecht now, but you have your company in Colombia and you're leading from here with the Zoom call before the lockdown. You already did it. So tell me something about your company.
Yeah, tonight is very special for me because we're going to start with a performance by ConCuerpos. ConCuerpos is the inclusive dance company that I direct, but the ones that are actually doing the work are this team that you're going to see tonight. And yeah, because I moved here to the Netherlands, we started to work through Zoom, and then we started to also use Zoom as an artistic possibility to keep dancing together, to stay together. And at the end, they have created a beautiful piece specifically for Zoom. And tonight we're going to see a fragment of 20 minutes of that piece. And I will talk a little bit more about that after.
Yes, so stay tuned for ConCuerpos so you can share it with the world. Tonight we have also, after them, we have, oh help me Laisvie, it's Todas Anteriores.
Todas las anteriores. So the translation will be like all the above, but in feminine. All the above. All the above, all the above. But you know, in Spanish, we can differentiate between feminine and masculine. So it's todas las anteriores. Yeah, it's feminine.
Okay. Yeah, and I will say something more about them, but they come from Festival En Tiempo Real, and two female composers we have tonight. And we will finish tonight, and I'm very happy with this collaboration with Eileen Standley, Manuela Tessi, and Celeste Betancur. And Celeste is a composer from Colombia who actually came through Festival En Tiempo Real, and now through our Boiler Room sessions, they are collaborating in this trio setup. So stay tuned for that one.
Yeah, okay. I already see people online, so I guess we can start.
Yeah, but before we start, let's also encourage our audience. If you're online, use our chat. We really appreciate if you use your chat so we know that you're with us. And at the end of our evening, we will join all artists together in a little after talk. And it would be really nice if you have any questions or anything that you want to bring in to the conversation, that we can bring it in our conversation.
Yeah, for sure. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us a lot. And then you get to know when we are going live. So to start, we're going to have ConCuerpos Inclusive Dance Company from Bogota, Colombia. I'm a very proud to say that I'm the director of this inclusive dance company. And tonight we're going to see a piece that's called Dos Tercios y un Baño. It's like 2/3 and a toilet, and it's directed by Diana Leon. And this piece started because we have loads of funny stories in the toilet, because the toilets are not accessible often. That's quite often everywhere. So
Accessible for people that are in wheelchairs, you mean, right?
for example, yeah, for people that that have a diverse body.
Yeah.
So the toilets are not often accessible. So we have to do funny things that bring us together as a group. But also, it's like a big question we have. Like we also want to say, "Hey, this is our struggle, and it's important to work for inclusion and for accessibility in the arts, but also in the space, in the physical space." So this is to inspire architectures to build more accessible buildings.
Well, who knows? Maybe they're watching.
I hope so. We really hope so. In this piece, we have 2 dancers that uses wheelchairs. So we have many different stories, and so they are going to be performing from their toilets, from their bathrooms. So I hope you enjoy this. And yeah, so here it is, ConCuerpos.
Enjoy the performance.
Mi primera muerte fue abriendo la llave de la ducha de un baño que no era el mío. Mi segunda muerte fue rescatando la toalla. Yo solo quería secarme la colita.
¡Hey! ¡Hey! En el baño de mi casa tengo unos agarres, a ver si llaman. Mi tercera y grito muerte en esta versión fue porque uno de ellos se me despegó de la pared. Morir con él en la mano.
Okay, really from the bathrooms, very intimate experience. That last part, I'm always like, oh, I'm going inside your body. I don't know if I want to or not. So for me, this moment is really like putting the tension between the private and the public, which is one of the main inspirations for the piece, because that's what happens, that when the bathrooms are not accessible, you have to break those barriers. And do we want to do that or not is a big question.
Can you say something about that last sentence that you mentioned, that if the bathrooms are not accessible, you have to break that barrier of this private domain and public domain?
Yeah, exactly. Because, for example, we have been in situations where I have to physically take one of my friends and go together to the toilet and help her put her clothes down, or the duet with the two dancers, the two male dancers, and they're talking about David experiences in the street when he really likes to be in the streets. He is really outgoing, and when he needs to go to the toilet, sometimes he needs someone to hold a bottle with his urine and find a place to throw that, and things like that. No, so
wow, that is so confronting.
Yeah, really confronting. Like really having to. Once we had to be 3 in an airplane toilet together, and these kind of things you have to do sometimes.
Right. I find the piece very poetic. It's so beautiful, and also quite hilarious when those bodies are combined together. I find it's really nice really interesting to watch. And I'm very happy that you also share this confronting this public domain and intimate domain, and how they really intertwine and what that does to a person. Yeah, Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I also love René's work because we have now the music is
composer, right?
Yeah, the composer and live musician. He's now from Colombia doing the music live. So that's also like an extra layer of
very
richness.
beautiful, because we could not see him, we can only hear him. And I was also very curious about the musician, the development of the music also in the end. I find it very, very beautiful and how it's built towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I do see here a lot of claps for René, also for the dancers, but a lot of claps for René. And we have people from all over the world watching also, and they are very, very happy with this work.
Yeah, well, I cannot imagine not to. I mean, it was a very beautiful piece. That what a start of our evening, huh? Beautiful.
Great,
and how big is your? Sorry, I'm not done. How big is your company? Because now we only saw a few people, but how many are you?
Yeah, so at the moment there are 5 dancers, but then we are a big team of around 10, 12 people. Because tonight we also had Luis David Cáceres, Lucho, doing the Zoom and the technical part. He was also guiding the lighting and the scenography. So we also have decisions regarding that. You know, the dancers had to find out ways to create a good illumination in their toilets, in their bathrooms, and so he was supporting that area. And well, of course, Diana Leon, who is the choreographer of this piece. And then, you know, all the other people behind the hard work, like Lucia. And yeah, so at the moment we are like 12 people.
Wow, what a big group. And you will share your company website in the chat so people can, you know, see more about the work that you both are doing with this big group.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah, great. So we see more of them for sure in the future.
Yes, and we're very happy because this is the second performance of this piece that you just saw. And now we're going to have other 2 performances in the Dance Festival of Colombia, of Bogota, and in a dance festival in Venezuela. And it has been very interesting because this is not pre-recorded and people are a bit confused of what is it that we do. But we managed to enter those 2 festivals with this unique format, you know, which is also the format that we are developing here in the Boiler.
And to be clear, these festivals that you're talking about, they're all now online festivals, correct?
Yes, they are all online and they are all presented pre-recorded works. So it was a bit difficult to find the space for us to explain that we were doing it live. But at the end we managed.
So this is also something that we can have in our after talk, is something we are dealing with when we're working in our virtual theater. So people, if you just tuned in, welcome. So great that you're here. The Boiler Room sessions are monthly Monday, second Monday of the month, we're going online. And if you're new, we're having a special collaboration in November with Culturele Zondag in Utrecht. So we have an extra performance coming for you on November 23. So put it in your agendas. We will talk about it a little bit more after our show tonight. If you have questions or chats, put them in. We will bring them in our questions. We're going to present our second group.
Todas Las Anteriores.
Thank
I help you with the name.
Could you please do that? Can you also say the names of Piaca? No, you know, you do it.
Piaca and Libertad, yes.
Thank you. So I'm going to introduce them. They're musicians coming from the platform of Festival En Tiempo Real by Ana Maria Romano. We collaborate with them. And she brings in these 2 wonderful ladies. They're a Mexican ensemble of sound improvisation and experimentation with electronic media. They have a conversation between live coding, sampling, and exploration of sounds produced with electric guitar and objects, which are decontextualized when using them. And something they like to share about their work, it's a dialogue that intertwines the super collider programming environment, synthesizers, and electric guitar, whose meeting point will be visualized through an experimentation with Hydra. About this piece of tonight, they will present a sound exploration of the sensations and emotions during confinement. The performance will focus on the experience of the encounter of the contrast between pause, which they see as confinement or lack of physical presence, and movement of the environment in which we live, which they see as expectation of the end of confinement, as well as the first recognition walks through it. The recording of the soundscape that surrounds us will also be included. That's a lot of words. I'm so curious to hear their work. So let's see if they're ready to show their work.
Yes, they are ready. So enjoy this performance now from Mexico.
Todas las anteriores. Thank you, Todas Las Anteriores. Thank you so much for your performance.
Gracias.
Yes, thank you.
So, thank you so much for
Wonderful.
performance.
Yes, great. So that was unique and like a huge trip, wasn't it?
Yeah, they really create such a field. And I found the soundscape development very interesting. This textural landscape, and then also the noise coming in, and back more to the field. I find it very interesting. I was really in their journey, actually. I'm quite a fan of this music.
Yeah, totally. Me too. And they really took the time to develop and like really chewing the sounds until the richer moment at the end, which I highly appreciated. Like when the sound was a bit more contented, I really like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So happy to also share this sound in our room, in our boiler room. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm a bit confused because I'm so much in this meditative state.
Yes.
I'm really getting into a certain zone. I'm not back into host time anymore. I was very much drawn into their world. So excuse me for that, but it means that I was really swept away in their world.
Yeah, wonderful. So a big clap for Todas Las Anteriores. They have loads of fans now on YouTube.
Cool.
So people are sending lots of stars from Mexico and a lot of hurras and actually loads of emoticons. So more than words, loads of images. Yeah.
Great. We love everything that you share with us.
Yes.
So come in our chat. We like them all.
Yeah, I think we do have a nice audience today from Mexico, así que un saludo a la gente de México, qué rico que estén por acá, suscríbanse a nuestro canal, siempre tenemos cosas así maravillosas como la de hoy, como todas las anteriores. Yeah, really
I'm so happy
nice.
also to share this with our audience, to have this virtual theater and this global community where we all can tune in and be inspired by each other's work from all over the world. So,
yeah,
wow.
And that's the case for the next performance. That's connecting 3 different countries, no, at the same time.
God. Are we already at their last performance?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you. Well, I'm so happy because now we have a collaboration that existed through our boiler room sessions, and which is Manuela Tessi. And I'm sure if you are a fan of our YouTube channel, you have seen Manuela more than once. She's one of our supporters, colleagues.
She's part of the house at this
Part of the house, absolutely. Yeah. And together with Eileen Standley, who also performed once before in, I don't know what number again, from the USA, and Celeste Betancur from Colombia. And Celeste, she was our first artist that was brought in by Festival En Tiempo Real in August. When we went first monthly in our first collaboration, it was Celeste. And these 3 are now collaborating together. So let's introduce them a little properly. So Manuela Tessi, she's originally from Italy, but she's based in the Netherlands and is a dance artist. And she's specialized in movement research and composition as it relates to music. And she is now living 20 years in Holland. And she has been working a lot and is based in Berlin and in Cape Town, where she co-creates platforms that foster the interdisciplinary collaboration of music and dance in performance. And Eileen Standley and Manuela, they met in Amsterdam many years ago. And this is their very first collaboration as a trio with musician Celeste Betancur. This piece is inspired by the multi-layering of physical and virtual presence, imagination, and illusion, as they are consistently layered in our daily life, and now even more so in the times of the pandemic. They question what is live and what is real, and does it really matter? As they connect through the ether between 3 continents while sharing their deep love and inspiration for the work. So please enjoy the performance, our last performance from Manuela, Eileen, and Celeste.
Uno, one, uno, confusion submits, and confusion submits, and confusion submits, movement and confusion stay, movement stay, l'Occident, l'Orient, Shashtam Bharat, l'Occident, l'Orient, Shashtam Bharat, Shashtam caricias, la soledad, como dos ángeles pequeños, caricias, la soledad, como dos ángeles pequeños, l'Occident, l'Orient, Shashtam Bharat, l'Occident, l'Orient, Shashtam Bharat. Like a chill's cold, like a chill's cold, like a chill's cold, like a chill's cold. Slide gyroscope. Tu vois la substance de regarde. Tu vois la substance de It's like if you cry. It's like if you cry. Saudade. E tu choras debajo del llanto. Saudade. E tu choras debajo del llanto. Del sueño. Del sueño, un Shabbat, que se fosse rogado. Un Shabbat, que se like the gyroscopes fall. Truly equivocal. Like the gyroscopes fall. Truly equivocal. Gyroscopes fall, like the gyroscopes fall. It's like the gyroscopes fall. It's like the gyroscopes fall. It's like the gyroscopes fall. Truly equivocal. It's like the gyroscopes fall. Truly equivocal. Truly equivocal. Tanta soledad que las palabras se suicidan. Truly equivocal. Tanta soledad que las palabras se suicidan. Tanta soledad que las palabras se suicidan. Que las palabras se suicidan. It's like the gyroscopes truly equivocal. It's like the gyroscopes truly equivocal. war de vieille à nouveau mon nom. Truly equivocal. It's like the Jewish cups fall, truly equivocal. It's like the Jewish cups fall, truly equivocal. Tanta soledad que las palabras se asocian. 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 Llevo pactos. Pero tanta soledad que las palabras se asocian. Llevo pactos. Pero tanta soledad que las palabras se asocian. Like the Jesus. ConCuerpos deseosos. ConCuerpos deseosos. It's like the choice comes pero aceptar la soledad, the choice comes je aceptar la soledad, je partir para la suicide, l'Orient, je partir, l'Occident, it's like the choice comes l'Occident, through it's like a choice comes through
Yay, very good.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Eileen and Manuela and Celeste, for this beautiful last work of tonight.
Amazing. I think they really opened that question. What is it? What is real? What's happening now? What is pre-recorded? What is not? And does it matter or not? And I also see like
Well, that's a question for the audience. Does it matter? Maybe you can drop them in the chat so we can bring
yes.
them up.
And I really see that aesthetic specific from this medium is emerging, because these type of images that we were watching are very unique from Zoom and from this telematic performance. So it's very interesting. I love the collaboration between those three, so connected. Celeste with her beautiful presence live, now doing the sounds and also performing live. I was a bit surprised by that. It's really beautiful to see a musician that also has that such a strong presence, live presence with the performance. And I was really confused. Is it Eileen or Manuela now? How can they be together? I'm also wondering about the t-shirt, no? COVID, everybody versus COVID-19.
I think that's all other topic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I find the layering very interesting of all the images of the moving of Manuela, Eileen, the backgrounds, and then how that is being, what's the English word, accumulated, and then to have Celeste being more first, this, you know, more in the background, and then she's more emerging in the front, really, you know, performing, taking the camera. I find it's really beautiful trio. So strong, so strong. I'm so impressed how they did this. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of work I can see there.
Yeah.
Like
But let us know what you thought.
within
Please
this.
put in your questions, your comments, so we can share them with all the artists.
We already have some nice comments, like, I love the shadows. Thank you, that was beautiful. Thanks for the beautiful places and images, beautiful performance, amazing and brilliant. I just saw the last 5 minutes, but I love to see more. Merci. Great use of the Zoom tools, really nice work with what we have. Wow. No importa, we do have an answer for that question, so I read it in Spanish and then I do a translation.
Okay.
Wow, no importa qué es real y qué no lo es, porque la realidad se pliega y desdobla sobre sí misma y sobre todas nosotras todo el tiempo. So I'll try to do this in English. It's not easy. It doesn't matter what is real and what is not, because reality unfolds and unfolds on itself and on us all the time.
That's
So
really beautiful.
Yeah, very philosophical remark. So thank you, Santiago Guerrero, for that. And yeah, such a great evening it is.
I'm quite amazed. I'm so amazed, and I'm very happy that we have a moment that all the artists will come in and we can have a little after talk. If you're interested, you can stay. But if you're not, I'd like to say something about next month. So, and our special edition, because we have a special edition. Boiler Room Sessions on this channel is every month, every second Monday of the month. But in November, we have an extra edition that is in collaboration with Culturele Zondagen in Utrecht. And Lijsbeth will put culturelezondagen.nl in the chat, hopefully, so you can check it out. There is a YouTube channel, and we will create a special boiler room for them, for their channel. And it's a short edition, 30 minutes, and we have 3 short performances. Now, Eileen and Manuela and Celeste will perform again in a shorter version. So you can check them out again, and it will be very different at that time, maybe. We have spoken word from Utrecht, and Lijsbeth, you will be performing with Diana Leon, a trio together with Hugo Ariens from Utrecht. So we have Utrecht-based artists together with Colombia and USA. 23 of November. That's that. And then we have our next normal Monday, second Monday of the month, which is December 13. And then we have again a very nice lineup. We have a dear colleague of mine, Johanna Lemke from Berlin, and she is a dancer, but also singer in a band. She's a punk performer, feminist, and she just performed with her baby. And I mean, what she's doing is, I find it quite impressive. So go and watch. And we have Brut. I say it in a Dutch way. Brut. Is it Brut?
Yes, it's in French, in Spanish is Bruto, and they are an improvisation collective from Brussels. Very special, great, talented dance performers that mainly they met at Tic Tac Art Center, the center led by David Zambrano in Brussels. But they developed this collaboration. They are a team of improvisators. That's how you say it in English. Improvisers. Sorry. Yeah, they're a team of improvisers, and they are very special. So I think they're also going to show something very nice for us.
Yeah, I saw a little clip that you showed me. It looked very beautiful. So really, that's for December 13. Of course, Festival En Tiempo Real will again come with a great artist from music, electro music. So that is for next month and our special edition in November. And now let's bring in our artists and to have our little
Yes.
foyer, we call it.
Welcome everyone. You can
cafe.
open your cameras, your mics. Everybody, bienvenidos, bienvenidas. Todas las artistas, los artistas pueden abrir sus cámaras. Eso, genial.
There is everyone. Hey, hello. So great that you're here.
So I'll be translating if someone needs that. And yes, please feel free to talk and exchange. We do have some topic that we wanted to discuss, right? Maybe Manuela can talk about that a little bit.
Hi everyone, gracias a todos. Gracias Celeste por esa colaboración. Oh, it was very exciting. I'm still recovering.
I can imagine. Yeah, you just performed such a great piece.
So yes, I have two topics for tonight, and one is presence and absence, because we are all facing this absence of the audience, presence of the audience some way. Like we're working, I'm almost feeling like I'm working with a lot of ghosts and imagination in that way. I'm curious to know everybody's perspective on this topic.
Thank you, Manuela, for bringing the question. So maybe someone can bring in their experience. So how are you dealing with the physical absence of an audience and creating choreography only for Zoom, like you did, Diana Leon, with your piece?
Entonces, Diani, ¿cómo te sientes con esto de estar creando obras para un público un poco invisible? O bueno, es un público mediado, ¿no? Que no vemos directamente. La pregunta de Manuela también se refería a eso, a las presencias, ausencias, que ahora Manuela se siente trabajando con un montón de fantasmas, un poco. Entonces, tal vez eso, ¿cómo ha sido crear pues esta obra en estas condiciones?
Bueno, en español. Tengo dos sentimientos. Uno, el de estar trabajando con algo que imagino que puede pasar, como imaginando que en un futuro, pensando en que otras personas lo van a ver, ¿no? Como esta ausencia o estos fantasmas que hablaba la otra compañera. Pero por otro lado, tengo otro sentimiento, y es que he encontrado unas maneras de tejer lazos con la compañía, de tejer como unos lazos en la comunicación y en la manera de crear. Entonces, por un lado está la distancia física, la distancia como en un mismo espacio, pero por otro lado está el tejido afectivo y social con la compañía. Eso con el trabajo hacia adentro, pues como de la compañía. Luego ahorita hablo hacia los espectadores.
Super. So Diana is saying that she can answer this question by referring to the different feelings. The first one is that she has been working a lot with imagination and trying to, create for these ghosts, as Manuela was talking about, and to really like trying to imagine what this is and what is not, because also this medium, everyone sees something different, and what we are going to transmit on YouTube is different, so dealing with all of that. And then the second thing is that she really appreciates that she found new ways of weaving the connection between the company. So in Colombia now, the confinement is quite strong. It was very long, for 5 months, and the restrictions to go out are quite big. And for dance is still quite real, that we cannot they cannot dance in space. So it has been nice to find other ways of communicating with the company and to keep the relationships strong, and to keep weaving the connection between all the dancers and the company.
Y con respecto a los espectadores, pues es una cosa muy nueva porque en la vida real, en un escenario, yo siento la energía, ¿no?, del público cuando estoy bailando y siento como, uy, esto, aquí hay algo, no me conecto, o al contrario, no me conecto, hay una conexión energética. Y acá hay una conexión como de las reacciones, del like, del mensaje, y es como la primera función, era como si la gente me hablara, como, ay, mira, sí, parezco no sé qué, sí, muy bien, ¿no? Es como si el público hablara en el teatro, era como, cállense.
Algo nuevo.
Algo nuevo, como una nueva voz, como si se pudieran escuchar los pensamientos del público, que no sucede en el teatro, pero la gente lo pone.
So also regarding the audience, the experience has been that when we are in a theater, we can feel the energy from the audience, and that's your feedback, the energy and the presence and how they, they slightly move, how they are in the audience. But with this new way of performing, everything is through the reactions, the likes, the comments on YouTube or on Facebook. And she felt when we were doing the first performance of this piece that people were immediately replying on the comments while the performance was going. She was like, don't talk, we are in the middle of the performance, come on. Like, very weird, a new way of interacting with the audience. And at the end, it's really nice to have these comments, but it's also very unique. It's like hearing how the audience is thinking in the moment, something that you are not used to. It's quite new. Sí, gracias, Diani.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have any other question, David.
Yes, I want to say something. Thanks, Lesbia and Iris, for this space, because I think this boiler room session is very creative space, and we can see works of a lot of places at the same time, and this is very grateful. I want to say that our piece, Dos Tercios y un Baño, is a piece of something very intimate, and that is weird because I don't feel the presence of the public, of the spectators,
of the audience. Mm-hmm.
The audience, yes. So I feel that it's really express something that happened in our toilets, in our bathrooms, and something real, and something is not it's not something acting. Is like some kind of performs that we feel very authentical and very, very private, but at the same time it's something that we can show to a lot of people that see us through this Zoom and YouTube, and that kind of feeling is very weird. I don't know how Elena and Manuela feel that sensation, but for us it's something very unique form of feeling.
Well, I'm also curious. Sorry, no, thanks, David. Yes, totally agree. It's like we really enter to your private space and we see you doing all these things and we are like, oh, do we want to see or not? Like it's very real for the audience. But I will also like to hear a little bit from Eileen, Manuela, and Celeste, because you, ConCuerpos also used really the format of Zoom, but you also did in a very different way. You were using the virtual backgrounds, right? If I'm not wrong. So I would like to know more about that. And yeah, like you found a way to express something through this medium, not only playing with what's possible, but you achieved to bring an interesting question there. So I would like to hear more about that.
So, well, actually, I don't know if you know this, but Eileen is actually not here. She was never here. She was here, but not tonight. So for me, like, this situation gave me a lot of opportunities of lying, which in theater I think is very important. So
About lying.
to be really truthfully lying, like to deceive the audience, because we can more so than, even though I mean, when we have live audience, we have very little possibility to lie because we are so transparent. And here it's really like, for me, it's like almost puppet theater. We can make it like into yeah, we can really transform the reality in a different way. And I was having a lot of fun. Also, yeah, like the imagination can expand even more, like in that way. So I find that very fascinating. I don't know how was Celeste for you, because we never met. Also, that's very exciting. I met you only through the screen.
Yep. I think that the lying concept that Manuel was pointing up is very important, because at the end you never know if someone is doing anything live through this kind of calls, Zoom calls. So you can be doing a live stream, but with a pre-recorded material. But at the end, the question that we were trying to touch somehow was like, does even matter? Does it really care if someone is doing it live through a live service or something like that? Or maybe we in our reality are really doing something real or something like that. So the possibility to, as you say, last week, to wave things together, like waving friendship here without even see each other, just through screens, and it's very confusing for our minds, because we are not used to this kind of relationships. But at the end, for our brains, for our minds, like when you pass that barrier, that frontier, you are like in this magic place where everything is possible, when you can collaborate with people that's at the other part of the world. Like now I want to hug Manuel, I want to hug Iris. It's like, yeah, you're it's like, yeah, this a boiler room. But this sensation is not a physical thing, because we never met each other. So it's not a lie at all, but somehow for our minds, it's this strange point when dreams, ideas and reality are mixed up. So it's a great experience to build things for this platform and to collaborate in this kind of way.
Yeah, I was just, sorry, I'm talking a lot tonight, but I'm very inspired by all of your work. It's just that when I was watching your performance at the beginning, I was trying to understand, oh, is this the virtual background? No, this is Manuela live. No, this is the video. No, like I did spend a little bit of time in that situation, but after I passed that, and I was like, wow, this is really something new, because if I would wanted to do something like this with editing video, editing pre-recorded video, let's say, because this at the end is also an audiovisual experience, the thing that we are creating now. If I wanted to do this in the traditional way, I don't even know how to do this. I would like to pre-record things with a green screen or not. And then I was like, wow, this is like a new type of image that is emerging. And thanks to these specific possibilities. I don't know if I'm being clear, but I was really like, wow, this is, we have never seen this type of things before, really. It's really something new. The treatment of this image is a new aesthetic also, no? Like when all the synthesizers start to appear in the music world, I feel this way also now with video, like, wow, new things coming up.
I also like to add something because I think if there's still audience watching live, it would be really nice that they also come into this conversation because it matters also to them. If it matters to them, if it's live or not. Like now we are all sharing time together. You're here now and our audience hopefully as well. So we can interact if they want to. And but if you see your work, you appreciate the work for what it is. So then I would say it doesn't matter if it's pre-recorded or not, but because you want to bring an imagination or a narrative or whatever you're working on across, and that can be delivered. So then it doesn't matter how it's been composed. That is up to us artists. But what is intriguing me is like, how is our audience reading this? Like if you're here now watching us live, or if you will watch this tomorrow when it's not live anymore. So now we are sharing time together, not space, but time. How are you relating to a work when you share time or not?
Yes, a great question. Let's see if we do have people in the chat replying
Give them
to
a moment.
this. Yeah, let's give them a moment. But then I will also like to hear from Todas Las Anteriores. How was the experience for you? You were doing loads of things at the same time. Maybe if you can break down a little bit your whole setup, it would be really cool.
Sí, pues justo con esta pregunta de cómo nos sentimos estando en vivo, compartiendo nuestro tiempo con la gente, pues es súper interesante porque creo que es como la primera vez que tocamos en vivo por streaming. Entonces, no es la segunda. La segunda. Pues de repente no sabemos cómo se está transmitiendo, cómo nos están escuchando. Y es súper extraño porque solamente nos escuchamos entre las dos, ¿no? Entonces, ya desfasado el tiempo, ya que pasó el show, vemos quiénes se conectaron, quiénes comentaron y pues que están ahí. O sea, realmente hay gente como pues, a nuestro lado, pero de una forma no presencial. Y pues no sé, yo siento bien extraño, pero también como una cercanía bien bonita en todo el mundo.
Bueno, a mí me cuesta menos trabajo concentrarme para tocar. Me pongo menos nerviosa que cuando es en vivo, ¿no? Pero sí, sigue siendo un poco también pensar en cómo vamos a presentarlo desde nuestro espacio, ¿no? Que es otra cuestión, pues, importante, porque cuando nos presentamos en vivo, pues, está el escenario y están las luces y hay como cierta configuración, ¿no? Ya del espacio. Pero cuando es desde nuestro espacio, pues sí, como que, por ejemplo, que hubiéramos solo estado aquí tocando, si no hubiéramos hecho algo con el video de la transmisión, pues probablemente hubiera sido, no sé si aburrido, pero tal vez como de que no estamos bailando, no estamos como físicamente, o sea, moviéndonos mucho, entonces eso puede resultar también un punto de cuestionamiento para pensar también en qué tan atractivo, ¿no? Por ejemplo, está haciendo el concierto, tal vez más allá de lo que está sonando, ¿no? como esta performatividad. Entonces, pues en ese sentido también me parece como importante pensarlo.
Yeah, I'll try to summarize what you said. I hope I do it properly. Yeah, I have my notes here. Let's hope I go through everything. So for them, this is also quite new. It was the second time that they perform live streaming. So still many things to figure out. Like they really don't know how the sound is coming out. So it's a big leap of faith, how to say, like trusting that everything is good. But they say that they still do feel a little bit of closeness and the connection, at least amongst us in this Zoom call. And Libertad says that for her it's even easier to concentrate because she's really just there with their sound, and they are only listening to each other. And also there is there is another factor that they have to take care of, and is the stage, let's say, the space, because they were also wondering about that. Like that's why they decided to put the video at the end, because they were wondering, oh, maybe if we just put if we just show ourselves doing our stuff here, maybe it's going to be boring for the audience. So they say we don't have like a performative element per se, let's say, or I do think so, because it's really great just to watch you do what you do. But they were also trying to add this other layer with the video to make it more appealing. Yes.
Celeste, can you give a response to that work of them and also the visual, this question of maybe it's boring just to see us, or how do you see that as a colleague musician?
I think that it's never boring to see someone play when you are interested in how you do things, first of all. So for me, for example, it's very exciting just to see someone with a guitar or just doing experimentation with sound or that kind of stuff. But for at the other point of view, in this specific context of video call, everything turns into an interesting point of view, because you never know what to expect. Just to see the backgrounds in everyone's house is interesting. Just that, because it's like you're opening the door just to see me play and let me go into your house. So in putting that together, I would say that it's never boring to see someone playing, and it's more and more powerful when you open the doors of your own space, like see the books and to see your guitar and to see you in your comfortable place, like playing very comfortable, not very anxious like in a live concert, but to be like, this is my house. It doesn't matter if someone is seeing at the camera. That's like a very interesting thing. And also it's beautiful because it's just someone sharing like this language that's born in from within. So I think that the video it's a great plus. So it's not I think it's great to see the video and the live coding over Hydra, but definitely it's beautiful to see you both doing music. That's enough for, I think.
I agree. Thank you, Celeste. Yeah, it's really interesting to see if somebody's so much in their work, then I'm also interested. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's start to close, to wrap up this after talk. I don't know if someone really wants to say something, but if not, I will also like to hear a little bit from Lorena or Michelle that you perform. I love sign language. Lorena is an official interpreter. She's our sign language master. And I love to see that element in your dance and part of the whole piece. So So maybe if you talk a little bit about that, it would be very nice.
Bueno, me ayudas ahí con el inglés. Sí, dentro de ConCuerpos y toda la creación es muy importante la lengua de señas, no solo por los diálogos que se presentan, sino por la potencia creativa que tiene dentro del movimiento en sí mismo y cómo fue concebida la obra de manera presencial. Muchas de las piezas son los duetos y tríos, que por eso se llama 2 tercios y un baño, tienen elementos de la lengua de señas. Entonces es como pasar una seña que hacemos con las manos a nuestro cuerpo y de ahí hacer toda una frase de movimiento, como lo llamamos, y volverlo creación y volverlo obra.
Yeah, so Lorena is saying that for ConCuerpos, sign language is very important, not only to facilitate the communication between the deaf community and the hearing community, but as an artistic tool. It's already part of our dance language. So we created this piece between duets and trios. That's why it's called Dos Tercios, two thirds, and one bathroom. And every duet, every trio had also the sign language embedded. Sometimes really like someone doing the interpretation live, and sometimes the signs taking over the whole body and being a tool to create also movement. So yeah, it's very embedded throughout the piece.
Thank you. So do we have last questions? Audience members never responded to the question. Too bad.
We do have Santiago Guerrero saying,
oh, great.
Yeah, we do have Santiago is there with us in this conversation.
Great.
So it's really nice. He's saying, como dice Andrea, yo no entendía al principio lo que estaba sucediendo, pero conforme avanzaba la pieza empecé a imaginar que los cuerpos traspasaban los espacios y fue tremendo. So he's talking about Eileen, Manuela, and Celeste, and he says that at the beginning he didn't get what was going on, but meanwhile the time was passing by, he started to imagine how the bodies were transpassing the walls and the spaces, and that was really great. So for him, that was the metaphor, really nice. No? This appearing and disappearing, it was a way to go cross over borders and walls. And then he says, for Todas las Anteriores, en el caso de Todas las Anteriores, me recosté en el sofá, me puse los audífonos y sostenía el celular para disfrutar los visuales y fue todo un viaje. Así que de cierta manera ver las obras en casa y no en un espacio frente a un escenario nos permite apreciarlas también de manera muy personal. So he's saying that also being able to watch performances from home makes it very personal.
It's so funny because you come with such a long Spanish sentence and then you translated it like super small. What happened with the rest?
I can do the long version.
That is very much appreciated. And since you have such great feedback, I can imagine all the things you have said that are not here right now.
Pero gracias, Santiago. Thanks, Santiago, for your comments. Really nice.
So, dear people, we're gonna wrap up for tonight. So, audience, we want to thank you for tonight, and our next session will be December 13. We have again a great lineup, and our special edition is November 23, which is an extra. So you can find it in our chat, this extra edition, and we see you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe.
Instagram.
Y estamos por fuera.